The American Conference on ESPN. Tonight, it's a whiteout at the Liacouras Center in Philly, where the number 18 ranked Memphis Tigers square off against the Temple Owls. Tonight, two of the top scorers in the nation is unbeaten at home. Joe Lindsay, and short Courtney Green are the officials. Memphis will control those alternate black jerseys they displayed 2 years ago, and we're underway in Philly. Memphis coming in at 13-3, 3-0, and Temple.
They practice lobs. Last night during their shoot-around, it was a practice segment, 5 or 6 minutes, and there it was, first play.
Also a big theme tonight for Temple is trying to break the pressure. Stolen away by Haggerty, picked up by Doadola. Here is Mashburn Jr. off the jump. Size of Memphis tonight. Here's Hunter from downtown. He leads the American in three-point percentage. Pinballs around to Haggerty, third in the nation in scoring.
A big deal.
They have grown throughout this season.
There's no question. There's a calm when you watch them on tape. And Penny's in charge. Penny's in charge of their practices and their shoot-arounds.
The inbound plays didn't work out well at the end of the ECU game for Temple. Harris comes in off the bench, by the way, at the one for Memphis. Pull up here is short for Rogers. Cleaned up by Jourdain, the former Owl, who's had a great start. Jourdain began his career at Temple under then-head
trapping in the front court, which is unusual.
Phil, that was a good look to Gray. Big man last couple of years at Fordham. Settle. They need to get him going.
Shocking looking at his number.
Broken out here by Mashburn Jr. with Berry in the backcourt. They have Elijah Gray setting the high ball screen with Settle on the wing. Here's Gray getting a lot of playing time, just needs to stay out of foul trouble. Virginia battled ankle injuries last year, and here with this Tigers team getting a lot of playing time for Penny Hardaway. Really pleased with him. It's just his fourth game this year. Mashburn Jr. contested shot, but the foul called against Danger.
Them further from the basket, particularly Gray.
Against this Temple team, one of the areas that they need to clean up, Phil, is the
touching of the ball and his passing, especially against any kind of zone defense. Extraordinary.
Phil, Memphis has missed 9 of the last 10. Danger with that finishing, which has really improved.
And his size. Right, Dave, going next to these guys during their shoot-arounds and their practices. That's a big young man.
Berry going downhill with the right hand. He's strong that time. Picked out by a Kojay.
I want to make a point there that was a result of the pressure from Memphis. They made Berry go faster than he wanted.
The foul, by the way, was on Mashburn for Temple. So here is Hunter the last 2 years at Temple. Big shots late this year. At Stanford double team, we see a lot of doubles towards the baseline for Memphis on tape. Dezzoni came in. Gray hits the three. And I think Memphis is living. Gray was that first touch. 2-point game now. Great atmosphere. 8 minutes in. Dave Leno, Phil Martelli, and our entire crew here in Philly. Hunter for threes. Got it.
Again, where did it come?
A lot. They'll switch it like they saw against ECU. That probably ran a little bit more zone than what Penny would have expected from Mike Schwartz's team. Gray for three. That's too strong that time, and it goes to Mashburn with the right hand. Just extra possession. Stanford gives it up yet again. Here's Dezzoni. They really need him to be that second or third scorer. Out to Stanford. Strong off the heel. Goes into Hunter. Looking to push. Jourdain solos.
And now comes the next press. Right baseline area.
Gray, you'll see at the top a lot, setting those ball screens for Stanford. Gives it up. Piccarelli. He's a career 40% shooter. How about that rebound by Dezzoni on the weak side?
Season 37% from three. In conference play, 60% from the three.
Yeah, it's been
more minutes, more production.
Has to hoist it up here. Berry, how about that? That was from City Hall off the window, but did he? And the crowd loves it with Temple up by 4. It's their largest lead tonight. Mashburn, there's the switch defensively, Phil. Puts a three over Jourdain. He was not fouled.
On the glass.
And Barry cleans it up. He has about Hunter, how good he is on both sides. Into Cisse. Strong there, but a foul call. And the crowd doesn't like it here in Philly. It goes against Barry on the Cisse tick.
Interesting little play there because they get.
So it also is different at the same time.
At FAU and ended up stretching that game out with them in the basically.
Temple in man right now, Phil, against Hunter. The high ball screen with Danger. Rogers. Back over to Hunter for three yet again. We mentioned the best of the conference at that. Joe Lindsay, though, sees Gray hurts.
How will the Memphis Big deal with him being away from the basket?
Two-point game. Here is Settle. Taking Cisse over to Mashburn for three. Yes! Trying to take Berry. Over to Rogers. Saw him do that a lot at Wichita State. Berry comes away with the miss. Over to Mashburn. Numbers to Zoni from the corner. You bet. Largest lead for Temple. Rogers spinning in, no. Cleaned up by Cisse to halt the crowd for a moment. And when you watch Temple and you say, well, who's that second or third scorer? It's got to be guys like Dezzoni. It has to be others like Settle. Back to back for Dezzoni's filling it and filling. Memphis, first of two meetings between the two. Temple has also been exceptional on the glass against the bigger stature in the Tigers. Three from the corner for Rogers. He delivers. He broke the three-point record. Nice say at the top. Right there unsettled. Danger towards the wing. Dezzoni, big lineup here for Hardaway's team. Mashburn, how about that move to dash inside? Joe Lindsay has the call. Danger came in for the foul. How about that speed at Miami? He opted for New Mexico over the last years, and fourth-ranked Alabama take on a Teka Owe. And
that they'd like to use in tonight's game. Many of them featuring, as they should, Mashburn.
Hunter working with Danger, tiptoes around on the lob for Cisse. Look out.
And remember what Temple told us. A lob is 2 points. Get to the next play. 10 days ago, I was here for Wichita State. There was a dunk of all time by the big man from Wichita State. They went on, scored 91 to win that game.
That's the playmaking ability.
And how about this
Hunter.
zone?
Yep.
Zone from Memphis.
Little 2-3 here. Settle, try to escape it. I don't know if he called it, but under 1 second separate the clocks here. The crowd was really encouraged with the start to the game.
Really salute the Temple defense. They're going to get out of this half with Memphis scoring less than 30 points.
Hunter working with Danger. 6 to shoot, right hand, good for Danger. And that will take us to the break with Temple leading by 6 at halftime. Zoni, and both teams have gone to the bench.
Let's file this away, though. In the last 2 games in the American for Memphis, tough against North Texas and tough against ECU. They're used to close games.
Both of them, Phil, decided by 4. Berry from the jump in the second half continues his spurt. Give him 10 in the game.
Why? They were loaded up to Mashburn. He dribbled what they say is the nail. Every court has a nail in the middle of the line.
Now Jourdain with another good start.
John makes his shots because they're going to start running in the half court and double teaming. Double team means somebody's open. You got to step up, make your shot.
How about Danger trying to take matters into his own hands? Baba had the strip. Here's Berry. Solos with the right hand.
In the beginning, some of these students need to call their buddies in the dorm, get them over here.
Came back on campus from the break this week. Danger with the left hand. Good footwork trying to clean up. Jourdain draws the contact. Phil, been really impressed with the play of Berry. This is his 4th consecutive game. High-volume guy when he was coming off the bench. Now he's getting more shots, but he cashes in almost 50.
A 1-3-1 with Jourdain up top.
Tried to slither in, but Colby Rogers had other thoughts that time, Phil. Hunter nearly lost it. Good luck to Haggerty. Now give him 4 in the game. You want to see more of that for the nation's 3rd leading scorer.
Jourdain is directing traffic, not just running the top.
Mashburn for 3, spills out. Duradola with the miss.
Remember that Achilles heel. They give up 15 offensive rebounds. And in zone, it's more difficult, and you have to count more on a gang approach.
11 offensive rebounds for the Owls. Rogers can't miss. A lot of back taps that Phil and I saw a lot from Memphis in the first half. Mashburn with a seam, draws the contact. Good assertiveness there for Mashburn. Mashburn was telling me when Riverside played the Gauchos in New York City, pickup game in Miami, that's where the relationship built with the Mashburn family to eventually get him from New Mexico here to Broad Street.
And remember, Jamal Mashburn Sr. played in that epic Duke-Kentucky game down Broad Street.
Yep.
At the
Now with danger, and Phil, you saw a little bit of danger when you were at Michigan.
You don't want to be disrespectful, but he was a little bit doughy at Illinois.
Ball screen, Mashburn cannot connect. There's another offensive board for the Owls.
And I'll go in the timeout huddle, and I'm going to tell you what they're going to say. Long shots, long rebounds.
They'll settle for 3 yet again. There's the switch defensively. Mashburn, 15 to shoot, taking Jourdain. Berry, head up. Extra pass to settle in front of his bench. He was fouled. Courtney Green all over.
Michigan against Penny and Memphis, and it was Buck Daly psychology.
Wow.
He tries to bring them both into his game.
Playing against Adam Fishers of Temple.
I don't want to be repetitive, but it's the Temple defense to me.
Settle coming in with the right hand, can't get it off the window, and it's Kita of all players cashing in with the save. Phil. Here's Mashburn. Tough shot for him, too strong off the glass. Into Haggerty. He's only got 4 in the game, averages more than 22. Towards the corner, and the 3 successful for Stanford and Berry. Dezzoni on the wing. Duradola is the freshman setting those ball screens. Good pressure by Haggerty, taking the freshman. Give him
Now
6 in the game now.
Yep.
Gonna freeze tonight. Ticking Carter, spinning around. No. You get the sense Memphis, the Tigers, starting to claw back in the game. Hunter on the lob again, the left hand, unsuccessful. With Cisse for Clemson, both in overtime. They did lose to Auburn in a tough game against Auburn. And it's got to get this Memphis team revved up for games like this on the road.
No.
I mentioned that Memphis is calling in Phil. Temple has missed the last 5 shots. Berry with the right hand. Good for Berry with a lot of confidence.
Remember, we were asking, who's the next guy in the ring?
Well, the boxer is Berry. Right hand, good on the teardrop there for Hunter. And Hunter's really stepping up, Phil, with 14 in the game. The push to Zoni! Oh, that's a poster move for the Owls! Took off like a jet, leaving PHL. The 3 answered by Carter.
Here's what will be missed. All that excitement. The Temple players ran back to get to the next play. There's not a lot of celebration. There's not self-identification. Spectacular dunk.
9-point game. That is a contested, arduous shot for Zion Stanford. 11-point game. Haggerty taking the freshman Tobias in, draws the contact, one of the best in the country in that. .org/ESPN. Dave Leno has won 2 of the last 4 games against ranked opponents. Not
first 8.5 minutes, only 4 in the last 20.5.
Hunter's got 14 of the game. Unselfish here to Rogers for 3. Yes, for the Tigers. That's a big one there for Memphis. A 6-point game.
Move there. Adam Fisher had taken Jamal Mashburn out right before the 12-minute, so he got that rest, and then about 2 minutes here. We will now see Jamal Mashburn go the rest of the way.
The Toronto native skating inside for 2 and lengthens the lead to 8. Get a lot more playing time out of the freshman from DME Academy. Hunter again corralled it back as it tipped off of Temple. Double team in the corner. Rogers needs a streaker. He's got one, and Haggerty, who was fouled. I think Lindsay was all over that.
Something to watch is
3rd in the nation in fouls drawn. The loss to Ole Miss. Kentucky's got wins scores in the nation. One of them here in Mashburn. Duradola, the freshman again. It's back tapped over to Dezzoni with a fresh 20. Stanford to Mashburn. No. How about Dezzoni gets the miss, gets his own rebound.
Second chance points. And Dave, say it again, the back tap set it up.
And a lot tonight. Rogers, can he quiet the crowd? No. But a foul on this end. Want to get an injury update earlier in the game. Temple, this happened late in the first half with a lower body injury. He will not return. The right side of your screen for Gray, nursing that.
Let's just hope it's
backside of his leg. Hopefully, not an ACL. Don't really pleased for Temple team against the 18th team in the country. But every night, we got UAB off to a great start. Tulane off to their best start since the 21-22 campaign. And Ron back, Will Howard. Haggerty spills off of Cisse into Dezzoni. It is a 6-point game, under 9 to go in regulation.
Shout out to Burry on that play. Haggerty, 3rd leading scorer in the country, just shot an air ball on a baseline pull-up.
Foul is going to be against Don. Back-to-back between the two teams this week in San Antonio. The Grizzlies took the first game Wednesday night by 4. Tatum, Brown, Porzingis, boy, watch a lot of them. Second in the East behind the Cavs. Cleveland having a great start to the year in the NBA.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Pretty cool stories. Saw Mike Davis a moment ago, former head coach of Detroit Mercy, Indiana.
More aware of their surroundings.
It's a Memphis team that surprisingly averages 14.6 turnovers per game. You look at the numbers, there's been a lot of them in league play. Bury the shot fake. Inside Keita, no, but he's fouled. Temple's getting a lot of play off the bench from the Tate playing really well. Trayvon Henderson. Having said that, you talked about what Marcus Freeman and firepower, what they have. Last title, 14-15. It's going to be a great game, and I'm hoping for college football fans, I hope it is a back and forth colossal matchup. Can't wait.
There's no question. It's blue bloods are in the building on Monday.
All right, here we go out of the timeout. Danger inside. They needed that. In Philadelphia, first of 2 meetings between these teams this year. Memphis has won the last 6 against Temple. Dezzoni's had a good game with the spin, strong. Have a Keita off the bench, and he does it like he did right before.
Memphis has gotten back. Why, Dave? 14 going to happen with Penny Hardaway on the sideline.
And one of the big differences, too, for
unnecessary fouls, the unwarranted fouls.
Keita stays in the game down low for Temple. Haggerty and a foul. And that's what P.J. Haggerty can provide, a 4-point. He's been dynamic, 3rd in the nation in scoring, only behind a guy that's kind of down this. Coach Egan's knew that Haggerty can become the player that he is today.
And what did he talk about? Coach opened the gym in the mornings, in the afternoon. He gave them access.
Big steal by Harris.
Young people need access.
Speaking of access, the door is open there for Haggerty. He does what
they got to find that next gear.
This film, that's what Haggerty can do. A downhill slasher that. Mashburn, double there with Harrison. Danger. Stanford. Duradola trying to take Danger with 10 to shoot. Let's see the freshman work. Danger the culprit for the foul, the weak side by Joe Lindsay.
State electric building came here. Students are gone.
Another board there for Temple.
Off a missed free throw.
Yep.
Absolutely unacceptable.
Season
that would be
high.
the only clip. Would be the only clip that would be shown tomorrow in the film room.
Season high 20 offensive boards, leads to a pull-up from Mashburn. Another
Tip
back
out.
tap. Yep, Duradola. Oh, this has got to be hair pulling for Penny Hardaway.
Easy on the hair pulling, Dave.
Yep, I got you. Mashburn, yes! That's a big swing. 2 points to 5. 16 for Mashburn. Danger skips and finishes.
Every single time he comes off the screen.
9 points for Danger. Barry's had a great night tonight. Taking Hunter. The kick out, shot fake, Stanford, pull up. He's got it.
They wanted to attack Memphis's defense with shot fakes. They thought they got up off their feet all the time.
Danger gets it on the second despite the weak side help by, okay, 5-point game, 4:15 to go.
Teams get a chance to do it. During a timeout here, he has talked to his
in the game. Here's Barry, who's had a really good night tonight. 14.6 of 10 shooting against Hunter, who's been strong with 14 points of his own. Barry the pull-up, yes! Oh, Barry's feeling it. Got 16 in the game.
That is a skill practice shot.
Yep.
Pull up, going to your left.
Haggerty tried to draw the contact, but gets it off the window. She's sawing back and forth now. Stanford trying to take Colby Rogers. In traffic, left hand, gets it to go! Jourdain back in, mired in some foul trouble. Over to Haggerty, who's been strong in the second. Haggerty, foul call, Joe Lindsay all over that on Mashburn.
80% in their conference games.
Yeah. I love the growth and the maturation just in this game alone for Haggerty. He's got it. Barry working with Stanford up top. Stanford on the spin. Here comes the help by Jourdain, but a foul was called. Joe Lindsay on that.
Anytime you dribble the ball against Memphis, there's a second guy coming.
American Conference play continues is the bench. You know, Gray's been out with the
No question about that. He has a skill.
Yep. The game, they're down by 5. Haggerty out to Hunter. Strong the whole way. How about Danger? Got fouled. If it's on Duradola, he's out. Danger at the line makes the front end of the double. Memphis team that's the only unbeaten team left in the American against Temple. Looking for their first top 25 wins. It's a couple seasons ago against Houston, and it's thrown away to Hunter. Spills out to Mashburn, though, with 2:10 in the turning clock. Oh, Mashburn almost lost it. It will stay on this end.
With possession. That should have been Memphis ball.
That's stolen
What
away.
a
How about
play.
the play there from Dante Harris? And Adam Fisher is livid. Heads up play there for Harris. Going back and forth a lot. Right now, it's at 4. Memphis has clawed back.
Haggerty on a straight line. They cleared out the side.
With the right hand, he got fouled. One of the nation's best.
I understand that we might have a few people here.
The game 24 this half. Oh, he misses both. That is very surprising.
It's the next possession now.
Gotta play the possessions. Numbers here for Stanford. That's too easy. 6-point game. 3 for Haggerty. Spills out. Danger gets
Over the
miss.
top.
Offensive foul.
Basket, basket, basket. Remember, the clock stops with a minute left in the game. Zone. He's going to play zone one of these possessions at the end.
Still a 2-possession game. Settle misses both. 90 seconds at a turning clock. Haggerty looking for a quick 2. Spills out, but he'll go to the line for 2. That's 3 consecutive free throws missed.
That's what Adam Fisher's upset about.
Let's see that. Okay, now Dezzoni gets it in.
Oh! Dive in that passing lane. I thought that was a pick.
Out to Berry. Stanford. Inside to Berry. Left hand.
Very, very energetic group. Dezzoni, offensive rebound, second one off a free throw, off a missed free throw.
It's another big theme tonight. A season high, a 1 for Temple. Mashburn, Dezzoni, settle. Now Berry to continue to step up for the Owls. He's got 1 for 2. All right, Memphis now has to work the clock, Phil. 1:10 and a turning clock here for Hunter. This would quell the 4-game win streak for the Tigers. Haggerty, no. Scooped up by Harris, yes.
All right, now we get the clock.
Should be a quick. Michael Shrewsbury of Penn State now at Temple in his 2nd year. Out of the timeout. Dezzoni threw it away. This is trouble for Temple, and it will go to Memphis with 58 ticks left.
We'll stop.
Haggerty's the one to inbound in front of his bench. Let's see what they run here. A lot of unselfish players here for the top. Rogers, no. Mashburn has the miss. Phil, I'm going to ask you right off the bat, did you like the look?
Rogers will make that shot from Memphis.
Point shooter. Okay, it's 1 of 2. Now 7 of 8 in the game for Mashburn at the charity strike. 7-point game. Haggerty drives. That's what they should have done the last possession.
No question. And he saved the timeout. He's going to go one more basket before he uses that timeout.
5-point game. Joe Lindsay has the foul. Dante Harris on Mashburn. It will go back to the line.
That it instills in them a little bit of healthy fear. They're taking this for granted, but let's call it the way it is. Their last 2 wins.
They get another ranked W tonight late. Danger with the foul and settle, and it looks like it.
2 subtle plays, though, that have happened with Memphis to show that coaching that's going on.
Mike Davis, we touched on him early on in the broadcast. Nolan Smith from his days right at Duke as well. Settle with 11 in the game. 8-point game. Haggerty gives it up, and the finish from Danger. 6-point game. 33 ticks to go here in Philly. Dezzoni the one to inbound quickly. And a foul called. Haggerty on moments in year 1 under Fisher. But when they won so many games of the American Conference, Birmingham, 13 missed free throws for Temple in the game.
Stay down on all shot fakes.
7-point game. Second separates the clocks. Thrown away to Mashburn. That's going to do it here from Philadelphia. It's a good question.
If they come on the court from behind us, they're going to mess up my...
See them both at other Philly events. Great job by them.
These students are coming.
Yep. Temple up by 9. Hunter solos.
No foul.
7-point game. An impressive performance tonight for the 2025 Temple Owls, who will get their first top 25 win since January of 2023 against then #1 Houston. The Owls win it by 7. Here comes the cherry and white faithful.
There we go. So just everybody be safe. Just make sure the Memphis players can get off the court.
Congratulations to Temple. Improves to 3-1 in the league. Memphis' first loss in conference play. For our producer, Jacob Garza, statistician Ed Svita, the great Phil Martelli. Phil, a pleasure tonight from Philly. I'm Dave Leno. Temple with the win. Coverage of the 2025 Australian Open coming up next.